Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Hi, Taurus. This is Tiffany with the Feminine Inquisition, and we're doing your reading for your season. As I just started to open up the reading, a cat. Can you hear it? Outside my window. Not my cat. Eager to enter my house, though. I think he's quite fond of my cats. I have 2 female cats, and he's an orange and white, kind of mangy street cat. Anyway, you might be wanting something. You might be feeling a little spicy, a little heat, if you will, looking to mingle and knocking on someone's door, or perhaps this is someone knocking at your door telling you they want some of what you got. I don't know. We're doing a reading for your season, and we're just going to see what comes out, because that's where we're at. Times are crazy, and we can't really plan too far in advance. There's a lot of random things that are just showing up that we have to deal with. So be prepared as best as you can by not trying to have too much planning in place, right? That is my idea. So I have, I'm just going to turn this around because we're going to get into it, okay? You'll know this is your reading if it fits you. If it doesn't, check your other placements. Otherwise, you know, I catch you another time. Anyway, leave what is not for you because it's definitely for someone else. So starting the reading, the Empress did fall in reverse, but with this deck, we'll just take it upright. These cards are from the Good Tarot. They are super beautiful. If you're not familiar, I have no idea if it's a new or old deck. This deck came to me. I didn't know there was a thrift store there, like a used bookstore. I went into it. I went downstairs. I knew exactly where the tarot deck was. So yeah. Anyway. So I have the 8 of Earth at the bottom of the deck, and I have a 5 of Water with the Empress. And let's just say the Empress is not exactly feeling, I don't know, connected, happy, confident, capable, worthy, valued. She could be fucking angry. I don't know, but that's your energy, right? We know that. The divine feminine of what it means to hold birthright energy, to claim and call to you that which you desire, right? To birth what you want to see in the world in other people. And there's a card about the past that precedes that upset, whatever it is that may fit for you and your position in time at this moment. And this card of 5 of Water is about perspective. It's about money, time, energy, resources, and emotionality that could be stuck, right? So in the present moment, we're looking at what was spent in the past and feeling as if our value is not holding firm, holding true, holding water, as they say. Okay, but at the bottom of the deck, I got the 8 of Earth, the 10 of Air, the 2 of Fire, the 9 of Water, the Star, and the 9 of Air. You're trying to do differently. You're trying to change this mindset, right? You're trying to work hard at going past the limits of your cognition, what you have seen things, and as you have seen them, and how you have responded up until this point. You know you can work a little bit harder. And it's particularly as it relates to this 5 of Water, right? Look at this 10 of Air. The construct of your mind no longer serving you, whether it's the thoughts you have about someone else betraying you or you betraying your own mind, is looking directly at the sadness. And she is looking directly at the Empress. So where have you spent energy, committed, devoted, giving to situations that did not honor you? Or where did you think less of yourself and not put in the effort that was required? Now, the 2 of Fires here, you would like to go onwards and upwards. You would like to find the right moment to strike and do differently. You're in a planning mode, a crossroads, a moment of decision. Twos are always choices. Choices about what? Well, here's the dream. Here's the stress. And here's the management of your emotions. This is the management of your contentment. This is holding dear to you everything that is really important. Embodying the example that if you put your energy into your happiness, that therefore, by example, everyone will take notes and do the same, right? That's all we can do. But the energy is still stuck. 8 of air. It's hard for you to understand how you get what you want. Because in your mind, it's very stressful. Why? It comes to this 10 of Swords because I got 8, 9, 10. Things escalate very fast in the mind, which is interesting because, you typically with Taurian energy, yes, it's fixed. Yes, it is certain of the way that it likes things to feel, be, show up. But the mental energy here is rapid fire, and it's not one of hope or optimism. It's burdened. It's tired. It's victimized. It's upset. And it doesn't know how to think about it differently, which is further upsetting. So the stress of trying to do differently and willing yourself to do differently, but not actually finding a way to arrive there is insult to injury, salt on the wound. So then we go here. What is the wound? Let's touch this 5 of water and let's learn. I'll have you know that I did a string of readings and my computer decided to identify as a computer that didn't have a microphone. That was certainly a wound. I was ahead of schedule for the Taurus readings. But finally, no! But wait, there's more! So, let's see. This is just popping out in my hand. Want to learn? That's the King of Pentacles. In this deck, this is the Osho Zen Tarot. It's also written in French. That's abundance. L'abondance. And so, perhaps there's something that you wished to have taken better care of. Perhaps if that is a projected energy, you wish someone took a better care of you. Perhaps you're having a FOMO experience. You wish that you were a different place in life than you are currently. I don't know. Looking back at some decisions where you did not take the risks, did not take the chance, did not put the investment forward, and therefore the abundance that could have been yours is not. I don't know. Let's put him back inside and see if he arrives again. Show me this 5 of water. What's the wound? What's the sadness? What from the past is crippling the present? For the Empress to be in reverse. Show me the 5 of water, please. For Taurus, for May 2026, we have introspection, which is the 4 of Cups in reverse. The 4 of Cups in reverse is a great card. It's a card about gratitude. It's really a card about present. It actually is very interesting because we are clarifying the 5 of Cups and we went one step before. We said, let's erase this moment. Let's erase this moment of distaste, this feeling of displeasure, of remorse, of sadness, this should have, could have, these regrets, this past perspective. Let's erase it and let's just go one step before we arrived here, and let's have the gratitude for having had the experience altogether. Bottom of the deck, the 4 of Pentacles. So this talks about a holding pattern, a rigidity in you. We've got 2 4s to clarify a challenge, an instability. And this is about you because it's your identity that's at stake, and a concept about your worthiness, your value, what you hold close to your heart that interrupts your mind. And this 4 of Pentacles means that what's in front of you that you can hold on to, touch, taste, feel, is really what gets your mind going. And perhaps if it's not in front of you, it's really difficult for you to consider it. Which is why planning has become quite difficult. Not enough perspective to see where you're going. The wound is about gratitude. So do you feel that you don't have enough? Is there never enough to be had? Is satisfaction a moving goalpost? Are you always playing with the tyrannical way in which we push ourselves to do more, to be highly ambitious, but never really feeling great about the accomplishments that are already achieved? So if this is about introspection, going inwards, but this card is about going outwards into the world, let's just see what the other side of the spectrum is. Because what we're talking about is a deeply internal process. Like, I know that everyone wants a tarot reading maybe about love, and while this could very much have to do with how you show up in relationships, this is pretty much the self as it processes the life that you're living. So for the 2 of Wands, I have the Devil, the fears, the 3 of Wands about your experience, your manifestation, and the Void, which is the Hierophant. So there you are, showing up 2 times, the Empress and the Hierophant. As I said, this is a card, this is a reading about your identity. This is the Ace of Wands, about what it means to choose one wand. This is the 2 of Wands, this is the Ace of Wands. Knowing where you're going and feeling very convicted about that because it serves you. Not exactly one that is making decisions based on a perceived reality, a sense of loss where there may actually not be a loss. Having gratitude in your heart when you plan for the future, having the capability to know that you can manifest your experience, that you should not have any fears about the void, right? Because in this deck, the Osho Zen, the Hierophant is the void. And the Devil is the first card that is clarifying where you're going. So you have what it takes, right? The intensity is there. The Devil is always going to be the kind of energy that gets us through, gets us to complete what we started, always. Because it's a kind of fixation, and we need that in order to sometimes cross the finish line. And Taurus, you are really good at staying the course. So in this season, where both your power cards have shown up on this reading, there is a elevated way in which you can approach whatever it is that you're calling into existence as you manifest. And it has to do with a sense of gratitude deep in your heart so that your mind doesn't trip the fuck out. That's what I'm looking at. Now, the reason why your mind is tripping out is because of the Devil. And that complicates your energy, your harmony, and your effort. And I think it's because of the unknown. I think it's because of your connection to source. And I think it has to do with being okay to have gratitude in your heart for things that may have not gone as you had hoped them to in the past. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do with that? Do we want to understand your Devil? Do you know your Devil? All right. So the devil is never outside of us. The devil is totally something that, I mean, it's lived backwards, right? So it has to do with where you stop yourself, where you play small, where you talk yourself out of something, where you don't rise to the challenge, or where you burn something down because it challenges you. The devil is always going to be a slightly different response because it's going to continue to change the way that it approaches you. You have buttons. It knows all of them because it's you. And it's basically whatever conditionality, because this is, as you can see in French, it's the conditioning. It's whatever from very, 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 very long time ago, there were certain things, certain triggers, certain fears, certain complexes that have to do with whether or not you know what you need. Can you make a choice where you know what you need? Do you know how to choose wisely for yourself? Do you trust yourself? Are you in harmony with what you need? Can you appreciate this life? That's what I'm looking at, your connection to source. Show me the devil for Taurus for May 2026. The Scythe. So the Scythe is number 10. Of course, it's about completion. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Sun. So you know that the Sun is happiness. You know the Sun is co-creation. You know that it's doing all the things it needs to do to be productive in this world. But you don't know about the relationship with the Scythe and the Sun. So when do you come between your happiness, right? Like I said, when does the devil in you stop you from living? When do you accidentally create a separation between you and what you want? When do you make sudden, swift, last-minute changes because of what you think, what you have sold yourself is a response for your highest good, but in fact it's just impulse and you lacking self-control to recognize the impulse when it shows up? There's a certain way in which the Scythe is always about negative self-talk, right? So do you tell yourself that you are not ready, not capable? Yeah. There's something about this that seems like you don't trust, that you cut things out when they're sudden. But sometimes life is very unexpected, and there are beautiful gifts in the connection to source when you come into alignment and flow, harmony with this cello here, that you cannot foresee, and they are part of your manifestation. When you choose the world will choose you. When you come into understanding your highest level of, when you understand that what you want wants you, the empowerment of the Empress, the mastery of the Hierophant, life will bring you, this Ace of Wands will show up, right? This is the Sun, as you can see, in both ways. This is not the Sun card, but it is source. It is this fireball, and this is the Sun. So Sun is bringing you a chance to be bright, of course, to see the dark spaces of the void that you haven't seen, to begin again. All creation stories start in the dark. But also take a look at things from a perspective, a higher level. It's granting you an opportunity for more than you thought you knew, right? Because this whole reading had to do with the 10 of air, which is the limits of your understanding, the limits of the psychological structure of your perception. So, let's see where this is going. I want to talk more about the swords here. None of them have to do with communication outwards. None of them have to do with decisions. They're all internal processing, which is why with this scythe here and being a number 10, 10 and 10, it's time for you to, with gratitude in your heart, complete the negative ways in which you shut down your own opportunities, your own ideas about what source is, your own wand as you choose it. Ace of Wands, Two of Wands. Right? Pick your head up. King of Fire. Connection to source. Transformation. The Death. Ace of Air. From the 10, we get to the Ace. Last one, Queen of Earth. There you are, right? Three of Earth. So, a way in which you can find small efforts, small approaches to friendship, to collaboration, to maybe talking about this with other people, checking in and seeing if this is something that other people deal with, finding what it is that they may do to transform the way that they regard new ideas, how they talk with themselves when they are taking on leadership roles, when they are asking for more, thinking of more, wanting to do more. When darkness, because the King of Fire is the king of the most darkness, right? So when darkness, here's the void over here, is quite scary, and how to bring light to dark areas. There's a way in which you can come into the Queen of Pentacles to find your value, turn this Empress back upright. And it's going to take a death to the Ace of Swords. That means that you need to transform what happens when a brand new idea arises, right? Like there's this story here about that when either someone approaches you or there is something bright, something sudden, like the sun, right? So there is this kind of constant, steady gray of May. And then all of a sudden this sun pierces through and it's so warm. And the tendency is to cover yourself or put sunglasses on. But there is something that is trying to be shown to you right now. And it has nothing to do with anything outside of you, strictly about tens, the completion energy of what it means to be cutting with your words internally when you're regarding gratitude for the life that you have lived, your connection to source, and your manifestation power about going forward. Okay? So that is what I have for you. Let me just get Moonology and we'll get some advice for you. Let's see what you have here. It's just that these cards, I just want you to know that there is no mistake, right? Ever. I just went to go grab Moonology and the Light Seers is behind it in my little tray here, and it's the Moon and the Two of Wands, right? So there is an emotional reveal, a dark spot, something that you cannot see completely about what it means to choose and prepare and plan for your life, for long-term vision. And so that's part of the advice, right? Go into the moon. There's a new moon now. We have another full moon soon. But let's see, Moonology. We've got don't let pride get in your way. And that's the full moon in Leo. And so you could be dealing with a Leo, or you could have Leo in your chart. It's possible. But also the King of Fire is here, and that is Leo energy also. So there's a lot of fire that gets you through to a more grounded earth energy to take out some of the dampness of this water and clear out the stale, stuck energy of the air, the mind, the 8, the 9, and the 10 of Swords. Okay? I hope that this helped you. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you're dealing with, what you're facing. And if there's anything at all that you'd like to say, just leave a comment, all right? Until then, I see you next time. Ciao.